break. Golden opportunity to do so there. Jonsdottir with great distance on that. Turned behind by Amraoui. It certainly would settle the nerves among those supporters if Wolfsburg could restore their two-goal cushion that they briefly had tonight. Played in there by Hoots, and the goalkeeper's come a long way and didn't get there, and it's off the bar, and Jonsdottir is there. Yet another let-off here for Paris Saint-Germain. Jonsdottir has stayed down, and it looks like it's a head injury, which is why the player's been stopped. It's a really good corner by Hoots. Oberdorf it was. He's played that against the bar, and then Jonsdottir just couldn't turn it into the goal. But what a ball in that by Hoots. Caused all sorts of problems. Payol with the initial header. And then Oberdorf seeing her effort come off the bar. He'd have a degree of sympathy for Tommy Stroke if he was wondering how his side, with the amount of chances they have had, have not put this tie to bed. Yes, there have been opportunities at the other end as well for Paris Saint-Germain, but the home side will only have themselves to blame if PSG somehow find a way to turn this around. Vangsgaard, just down to 10 for the moment here, Wolfsburg. Albert. Kashawi. Well, we're closing in on the end of this quarter-final, but there's one more still to come today. What a game this could be as well. In London, Chelsea, the WSL champions, up against the French and European champions, Lyon, and that is right after this game, live on the Zone. The semi-finals, remember, as well, from that weekend of the 22nd of April, and they are going to be mouth-watering contests, aren't they? Whoever ends up in the Final Four. It's been a great season in the Women's Champions League, I'm sure you'll agree. It's been great to watch, as has this second half. Still keeping us guessing, isn't it? A yellow card for Karshawi. Late challenge on Wilms. Final 10 minutes approaching them. Been pretty breathless at times this second half. I can't tell you, if you didn't see the first leg, how different this game has been played to what we saw in Paris. It's hard to believe that two teams could play out such a different game, but Payol just beaten to it by Guerrero. Kashawi. This looks promising for Paris Saint-Germain. Vangsgaard peels off to the left, Traoré goes through the middle. Fazer. How good was that from Janssen? Just held her ground and then waited for her moment to make the challenge. Excellent defending. Now Payol at the other end. This could be some final 10 minutes, this, because Paris Saint-Germain have no choice but to go for it. And Wolfsburg are always a threat on the counter and have the players to exploit any gaps that are left by PSG. Vangsgaard with the trip on Hendrick. Wolfsburg, the side heading through as it stands. They in the Champions League has been a real hard luck story since they last won it in 2014. Been to 3 finals since, lost them all. Only Frankfurt and Lyon have played in more Champions League finals than Wolfsburg. Could they reach another one? PSG to overcome still here, and then Arsenal would await in the semi-finals. Now 3 forward here, Pop. Jean-Francois Guerrero. Albert. Tripped by Traore. Janssen, Oberdorf. Yes, from a Wolfsburg perspective, it's all about game management in the closing stages here, not allowing PSG to build up a head of steam, to build up momentum. Oh, there could be a chance here though, and Karshawi is in space, took the touch, and then the shot is well off target. She'd taken up such a good position. And the face says it all. Janssen, who's been immaculate tonight with the error. Vangsgaard did all she could really for Karshawi and just wasn't decisive enough, was she? Thought she might hit it first time, but decided to take the touch. And whilst, yes, Wolfsburg have been terribly wasteful in front of goal in this second half, you could actually say similar of PSG. They've not had quite as many chances, but they've certainly had the opportunities, not just to be level in this tie, but actually in front. Lee trying to guide it back to Bouadi. Vangsgaard. Amraoui. Karshawi. Again, there are plenty forward here. Traore's there as well. Not quite sure whether that was intended for Amraoui or Vangsgaard, but dealt with by Rauch. Will his side find a way to take us to extra time here? I think he would feel that this has turned out to be more complicated, more difficult, more nerve-wracking than he privately might have expected. Jonsdottir. Eva Pyle arriving in the box. Oh, she went for goal herself, Jonsdottir, and pops there. And yet again, they're denied by the frame of the goal. So many chances at either end in this second half. It was so clever that from Jonsdottir to go for goal when just about everybody was expecting a cross. Well, Pyle was arriving in the box, so was Pop. He saw that little glance from Jonsdottir, saw Bouadi off her line. And if that had been on target, there was no way Bouadi was getting to it. Fazer was doing the closing down. I have to say, from a neutral perspective, this has been a heart thumper this second half. For the fans of the teams involved, nerve-wracking, doesn't cut it. Albert now. Albert's done well. Karshawi's in the box. It came off Janssen, then cleared by Latvine. The way this game has gone, you're minded to think that Paris might get one more chance. But Wolfsburg could get one at the other end too. Bouhaddi playing it against Payet. Jean-Francois. Amraoui. Karshawi. Two Champions League winners there. Sven Yahut. And Payet was in there and just beaten to it. And scrambled clear once more, and that was a late challenge by Pop. He's a booking away from a European suspension, Alex Pop. So well defended that by Grasqueiros. She's just kept her team in the tie there. And that was the challenge by Pop. This is absolutely brilliant defending. And a reminder that Grasqueiros is essentially playing out of position. She's a central midfielder. She's such a good all-round footballer, the French international. She's been with Paris since 2012, her entire professional career. There has been a lot of chat in France that she could leave the club at the end of the season. In fact, there was chat in the summer that she might leave. Ended up staying. But you never know, this could be a final Champions League game for the club. That speculation turns out to have some truth to it. Pop. Albert with the ball back to Bouhaddi. Fazer. One of several youngsters, youth graduates on the pitch here for Paris. Albert, another young player who's been brought on here. Slow from the USA, Albert. Lawrence, Amraoui. And it just wouldn't dip enough for her. Well, we've seen her score from that sort of range on so many occasions over the years. He would have been happy if she wasn't closed down more quickly there, Amraoui, into the final minute of normal time. Payet. Lawrence. It's going to be very interesting now to see how much added time we will get. A minimum of 3 minutes. Wolfsburg so close now to the semi-finals. PSG need late drama. Traoré wriggles away from Janssen. Still Traoré. It's a brilliant run, and Karshawi was waiting, and Traoré's there again. Fazer had it taken away from her. Wins it back quickly. Albert, Fazer. And now Lawrence. And Vansgaard was arriving, and Albert hit it. Frantic stuff, this, in Germany. Wolfsburg on the brink. Paris still have hope. Guerrero with the ball that picks out Lawrence. This is going right to the wire. Lawrence with the shot, and it was rather straight at the goalkeeper. Brands to be brought on here in added time. Guerrero clattered there by Latvine. Time of the essence for Paris. So Jonsdottir being taken off. She could have sealed the tie, finished it off as a contest had that gone in. Jule Brands, one of the most promising young players in German football, coming on here. Won the first Golden Girl Award for the best under-21 footballer in Europe in 2022. Shows you the strength and depth that Wolfsburg have, that around half her appearances this season have been as a sub, and there is another one. To the final minute of the 3 added on. I mean, it is a minimum of 3 minutes, remember. Bouadi to the edge of the box. Long it goes again. And Wilms has allowed it to bounce, and Traoré couldn't make the most of what was another chance. Angle was working against them more and more, but is that their last opportunity gone? Allowed to bounce by Wilms, and that nearly proved costly. Just that touch off the chest that took it away from Traoré made the angle more difficult. Into a 4th minute of added time. Pop wins the free kick. Wolfsburg prevail. Through to the final 4 they go. Credit to Paris Saint-Germain, who made them fight right to the very end. What a contest this was in Germany tonight. But the 2-time winners, Wolfsburg, preserved their hopes of a 3rd Champions League success. But how close this was, how many chances there were in that second half. Both sides.